Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. This episode is not a coincidence. I specially prepared it to commemorate and appreciate the largest amphibious assault in history and one of the greatest sacrifices that Allied forces made to liberate Europe. So therefore today let's take a look at the best board games about D-Day landings. Before we do that, make sure you subscribe and hit notification bell to be always informed about new episodes. And now, let's go. Breakout Normandy. This is an old two-player war game that focuses on Allied liberation of France during World War II, with an emphasis on initial landings and subsequent breakout attempts. The German player's objective is to prevent a successful Allied landings, or if they are successful, to contain the beachheads. And Allied player's aim is to establish a beachhead and break out of the landing area. The game board depicts the Normandy area where the initial landings took place, with units represented by regiments and brigades consisting of infantry, airborne infantry, armor, artillery, anti-tank and anti-aircraft units. I have never played this game, but I read all the information that I could find, and it looks like a very serious and interesting game. If you have played this game, write in the comments your evaluation and experience. But now let's carry on with Undaunted Normandy. Yes, this is an awesome two-player multi-scenario deck builder where you command a rifle platoon. Yeah, it is a card game where players take on the role of American or German forces fighting in missions critical to the outcome of the World War II. Players use cards to take control of a battlefield, enhance their troops and gain the initiative over the opponent. And by the way, it is a great game which is a 2019 Golden Geek Best War Game Award winner and is a great choice for card-based board game fans. Let's carry on with the Battle of Normandy. Great game that allows 2 to 8 players to play out campaign in Normandy from D-Day to early August 1944 using battalion level units. The game includes multiple scenarios, including small battles in Normandy as well. The game mechanics include a unique sequence of play and a system of fire combat during the airdrop and beach assault phases, and more traditional odds type combat approach for the rest of the game. The great features are the hidden defense deployments and daily air support that creates uncertainty for players. Very interesting game. Dark Summer Normandy 1944. The game covers the entire Normandy campaign from June 6 to August 21, 1944. The game uses a cheat pool activation system to determine the order and type of action for both sides during 10 turns. Therefore, it allows solo gameplay as well. Victory is determined in 10 turns by allies capturing Chatterbourg, exiting units to Paris, and preventing the exiting of German units, and the Germans win by closing down any 3 Allied beachheads. Well, the game is interesting, moderately complex, and covers all the important elements of the campaign. Bloody Omaha D-Day 1944. As the name suggests, that the game focuses on D-Day landings at Omaha Beach. It features a detailed map of area and offers both basic and advanced rules, and includes a range of scenarios. The game is designed to give players a great experience of the historical events. It is a very detailed game with a 50 yards per hex scale, and the map itself is quite large with a large number of counters. So you can imagine how this game can be a complete beach landing representation, right? Yeah, and the game is made for two players, where one player plays as an American force and other as a German. Very cool game overall. Normandy 44. It is a board game for 2 to 4 players set during the 21-day period following D-Day landings. Game simulates the German attempts to push back Allied invasion before being overwhelmed by their superior resources. Each move has 3 phases: move, fight, and reserve movement. Units are rated for troop quality or tank rating, and shifts are provided by air power, naval support, artillery, and Tiger tanks. The game includes a 22-turn campaign game, a 7-turn tournament scenario, and a scenario focusing on capturing Cherbourg. Liberty Roads, a game is cool simulation that covers the campaign of the France during World War II, starting from June 6, 1944 to March 1945, therefore making this game the longest in a terms of historical time span it covers. Well, yeah, it is the historically longest game in our top. The game's map encompasses the entire theater of operations, ranging from Brest to Rouen, Rotterdam, and Toulon. The game has 2 sets of rules, basic and advanced. Basic rules covers essential aspects such as, for example, movement, combat, and supply, and allows players to introduce a scenario called Cobra as well. And advanced rules primarily focus on airborne drops and landings themselves. Very cool game. Atlantic Wall, D-Day to Falaise. Game is massive tactical simulation of Normandy campaign. It includes counters that represent infantry, armor, anti-tank, reconnaissance, engineers, assault guns, howitzers, rockets, paratroopers, rangers, commandos, gliders, and headquarter units. Well, it's amazing. There are all units, literally all units. The map depicts all primary and secondary roads, trails, and terrain types, along with the villages, towns, and cities that formed the bastions of German defense. The game can be played as a campaign from June 6 to August 22. It is a very immersive and detailed game with a total of 234 game turns. The game features 3 introductory scenarios and 3 large multi-map scenarios as well. Additionally, there are 2 modules that cover the airborne and the initial amphibious assault stages of the campaign as well. Well, it is a massive, immersive and detailed game that will give you a great gaming experience. Really, really cool game. D-Day at Omaha Beach. Great game that can be played either solo or as a cooperative 2-player game. Players take control of US 1st and 29th Divisions as they land on the Normandy shore under enemy fire and struggle to establish viable beachhead. The game includes a variety of US units such as assault units, amphibious tanks, artillery, engineers, and headquarters. Meanwhile, the game system controls the hidden German defenders overlooking the beachheads. If you manage to break through the coastal defenses and reach high ground, then your forces must contend with German mobile reinforcements in confusing hedgerows of Normandy's bocage. Well, yes, historically accurate. The game has a diceless combat system that emphasizes the importance of utilizing the right weapons and tactics and highlights unknown enemy deployments. Event cards keep the game's action flowing and the rules simple, while introducing extensive historical details and controlling German strategy. The game also includes elements like amphibious landings, German artillery and rocket barrages, US naval bombardment, engineer operations, leadership and even initiative. Very good game, one of my personal favorites in this list. Next one is an absolute legend, everyone should know this game. Memoir 44, D-Day Landings. Well, it is an expansion of original Memoir 44 game. Expansion contains a set of 6 giant battle maps that can be configured and played in a small, medium and large setups. Each map is 13 by 23 hexes and represent one of the following landing forces: American Airborne, Utah Beach, Omaha Beach, Gold Beach, Juno Beach and Sword Beach. So, as you can see, the whole landing operation is covered. The game is very good, interesting and well designed. As I mentioned before, you can play each battle individually or assembled with its neighbor scenario as a double map, triple map, combining 3 maps together, or ultimate 6-map battle to form a giant board that recreates the entire Normandy coast. Yeah, it's great. However, I personally think that it should be played as an ultimate 6-map battle to fully admire this historically important event and fully enjoy the whole game. Only thing to bear in mind is that these 6 maps will require quite a large table. Yes, and one small downside of this wonderful game is that it doesn't offer single player mode. Yeah, unfortunately. But on the other hand, it is a great game if you have a bunch of friends to play it with, because this game is made for 2 to 12 players. Yes, it's massive by everything, by map size and by player size as well. Write in the comments which game you liked most. If you liked this episode and found it useful, give it a like, make sure you subscribe and hit notification bell, and this is it for today. Thank you for watching and following channel. I wish you health, peace and great fun playing these wonderful games, and stay tuned for the next episode.